we really live tonight?
We're really live. I mean,
Oh my
so
gosh.
excited.
It's Thursday night and StreamYard and Facebook and YouTube are working together. Woohoo!
Woo!
That is so funny. That's so funny. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Live. We're super excited that you're here tonight. We've got a big treat for you. And oh yeah, I always forget to tell you who I am. So I'm Dee Beasley Hayden, and I've been with Mary Kay now 14 years in leadership. And leadership just means, we're like in the top 1% of the company. So that's pretty cool deal, don't you think? Anyway, I'm coming to you live from Lewisville, Texas. Schools, I believe, here locally all got out today. So I guess summer has officially started. But we're glad you're here. We're going to have a lot of fun. We have some really, really special workshop for you, just showcasing all the 50s and 60-year-old women's trends, which Karen and I are not in that. We're in the 20s. But we know we have some customers that are in their 50s and 60s. So with that being said, I want to kick it over to my sidekick, Karen Miles.
Thank you very much, Dee. Like she said, my name is Karen Miles. I'm from Long Grove, Oklahoma. And like she said, we're not in the 50s and 60s. We're in the 20 and 30s. Okay. So let's get that straight. Okay. Right now.
Forever. We're in there forever. Forever.
And I'm just so excited tonight that everything is working. Everything's going smooth. And we're just blessed to have everybody on tonight. So
yes, we are. So we are excited tonight. We are going to have our Heather Daniel Kent, our $1 million director here in Mary Kay. And that just means her and her team have produced over $1 million in retail sales in 1 year. So that is huge. I think she's one of like 133 women in the company that have done that. So very, very big honor. And we have a special guest. She's in her 50s and 60s. And I don't think we really tell her age. Mary Kay always said, yeah, I'm not ever going to tell my age. So I hold to that. But anyway, it's a great show. I have to share. I've watched it a couple of times. I love the insight. And if you've missed any of our previous ones, we have one for the teenagers and for up to like age 20. Then we have one that's just for the 20-year-olds. But it's interesting because she talks about there's two kinds of groups within the 20. There's like the millennials, but then there's these new 20s, and they are total opposites. It's very interesting. And then we have our 30 and 40-year-olds. So that was last week when we had all of our difficulties, but hopefully we'll go back and check that, make sure it's there. And then tonight we have our 50s and 60s, and next week we have our 70s. So it's really a fun workshop, and we hope you enjoy it. And I guess with that, we're going to get started. So everybody cross your fingers. Here it goes. I'm going to share the screen. This is if I can get it pulled up right. All right. We're going to share the screen.
I have faith. She's got it going on. Okay.
Yeah, I have faith too. All right. Hang on one second. Let me get back over here. Add to the stage. No, you get back over here. Add to the stage. All right. Now I'm going to go back over here and do the full screen. So with that being said, we should be going live. All right. I'm going to bump this up just a little bit because it runs a little long. So with that being said, here we go. Can we hear? Nope, we're on mute. Okay, we're going to do a little test here. Can you hear her now, Karen?
No, not at all.
Okay, let's see what the problem is. It shouldn't be muted, so unmute. Mute. Okay, that's working. Hang on. Okay. Oh, we just thought we were rolling, right?
We're still rolling. I can read the lips, okay?
All right, hang on. Let me add her. Let me just get out of there for a second, and then we'll re-add her. I did have it on mute, but let me see if she's back on there. If we can reload that. I think I got too many things up now. Hang on. All right.
Just be patient. She's got it going on, okay? So y'all just
I don't know about that, but we're about to find out. I can't quite get that to do like I want it to, but we're going to share the screen again. So if this volume isn't working, just let me know. Everything should be up and running. All right, let's unmute her.
I think everybody needs
yes.
at a cellular level, no matter what the skin type. And then you follow it with your moisturizers. And I always top it with the oil. My mom sleeps in the moisture gel mask every day.
And I know that this is a...
Okay, we're going to try this one more time. We're going to start over.
Okay, we are rolling. Miss Pam Garner.
Can you hear?
Thanks for our expert today.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun. I told Pam as we were getting, I'm like, I got notes. I'm only a couple years away from the generation, so I need to be doing all the things right. And I know that this is a highly awaited episode 4 to the 50s and 60s, and because I don't know if you, Pam, if you watched Chelsea Atkins, hers on Tuesday with the 20s, like people entering that generation need to tweak. And then Cherie yesterday, like there needs to be tweaks when you get in your 30s and 40s. And I knew that, of course, that, but like you really do need to tweak. Every generation does need to be some things. So the things that you've done for 20 years, like, let's scrap it. Let's try something new. So Pam, my friend Pam, I'm so excited for you guys to hear from her. But tell us your love of skincare makeup journey. Like, where did that start? How did that evolve for you?
Okay, well, you know this, but maybe most people watching don't. My mom recruited me into Mary Kay when I was a day before I turned 19. I wore not a stitch of makeup, had really bad acne. In fact, I'd put on clear lip gloss and wipe it off because it was too much. So that was how much I knew about anything. And Mary Kay cleared up my skin. And when I say I had really bad acne, I was shocked that I didn't have scarring. It was that bad. So I was, that was when I was hooked on what skincare could do. And
hey, I'm just going to pause it right there for a second because that was me. I had really, really bad acne, y'all. And my mom took me to the dermatologist and the whole 9 yards. And I was a picker. Anybody a picker shouldn't be a picker at those pimples because they do scar. And I did have some scarring. But I can tell you that using Mary Kay, my mom put me on the Mary Kay regime. And then I learned not to pick. But also my acne went away. But I still had some scarring. And y'all, the Mary Kay line over the years has actually reduced my scarring. It's like you don't even know I have any. So I just want to throw that out there because I think that's kind of a cool thing to know that we're all, have somewhere in our past probably some acne issues. So
okay, we are rolling. Miss Pam Garner. Thanks for being our expert today.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun. I told Pam as we were getting, I'm like, I got notes. I'm only a couple years away from the generation. So I need to be doing all the things right. And I know that this is a highly awaited episode 4 to the 50s and 60s. And because I don't know if you, Pam, if you watched Chelsea Atkins, hers on Tuesday with the 20s, like people entering that generation need to tweak. And then Cherie yesterday, like there needs to be tweaks when you get in your 30s and 40s. And I knew that, of course, you know that, but like you really do need to tweak. Every generation does need to be some things. So the things that you've done for 20 years, like let's scrap it. Let's try something new. So Pam, my friend Pam, I'm so excited for you guys to hear from her. But tell us your love of skincare makeup journey. Like, where did that start? How did that evolve for you?
Okay, well, you know this, but maybe most people watching don't. My mom recruited me into Mary Kay when I was a day before I turned 19. I wore not a stitch of makeup, had really bad acne. In fact, I'd put on clear lip gloss and wipe it off because it was too much. So that was how much I knew about anything. And Mary Kay cleared up my skin. And when I say I had really bad acne, I was shocked that I didn't have scarring. It was that bad. So I was, that was when I was hooked on what skincare could do. And, you know, partly because you're my friend and we're always digging out all the scoopage on skincare. What do we do with this? What do we do with this? One of my directors said, one of our leaders, for those of you who are not in Mary Kay, said, "You're obsessed with this product." I said, "That's the best word. But I'm obsessed with the benefits of what you can create with the product as a vehicle." My statement all of the time, every time I go live, so I'm gonna say it to you as well. Whether you're a consultant watching or you're one of our customers or you're just peeking in thinking, do I want to be a customer? Our complete vision is that you look and feel like $1 million with our product as the vehicle. You know, and you will hear both of us say, till probably you want to throw something at us, that skincare is not one size fits all. It's customized. And so I love that we have the ability and the tools to do that, but also the scientific background available to us that we can do that. And so you don't want to say, "I love my skincare." You want to say, "I love my skin." And then, you know, the makeup is just the icing. You've seen that meme that goes around that's like, your makeup game will never be a 10 if your skincare is a 2. Well, that puts it in a nutshell, you know, especially as we're going to talk about today, as you enter a different era. We'll use a popular term. So, yeah.
You're in your skincare era.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Hashtag the rest of my life is the best of my life era.
I love it. Oh, so we were talking to just before we get started, Chelsea mentioned that, you know, it's been a while since I have dug through Sephora and Ulta and things like that. But there's a lot of brands that are only for a certain age group. And I was like, that's interesting. Because my experience with skincare and makeup is Mary Kay, and my experience is we got everything for everybody, no matter what, any time of the day, all day. And it's so interesting to hear that there are brands that are just for a certain era, and we are the brand for every era. And I just have loved that conversation throughout this. Is no matter what, we got it. So. Okay.
You know, when they say, "Is it your grandmother's makeup?" Yes. And it's your mom's and your daughter's. Yes. It's everyone's. Mm-hmm.
Everyone. I know. I was like, "Not your grandma's makeup." I'm like, well, sure it is. Of course it is. I want to be everybody's makeup.
Yeah.
I don't want to be exclusive. I want to be inclusive. That's my goal. Okay. So Pam, take us through somebody coming into their 50s and 60s or in that era. Let's start with skincare. Let's start skincare tips, do's, don'ts, all the things.
Okay. We talked about, you know, some things maybe to stop and to start. I want to say a statement to you, and I'm going to sandwich these statements like in the beginning and the end, but it's never too late. So, you know, sometimes I think in this age bracket, you know, I hear that, you know, like, well, it's too late. I've never taken care of my skin. And actually, you know, we get what we call crisis calls at 29, 39, 49, 59, whatever. It's got a 9 in it. And you're like, whoops. And usually it's from people who basically had really great skin. They've never really had to have like a regimented skincare program, and they're noticing, things that are panicking them that we have dealt with, those of us who didn't have great skin, pore enlargement just from their accumulated gunk. The finish of their skin is different, the way their makeup stays on, pigmentation. And so you want to do that. One of the things I will tell you is that you can no longer skip exfoliation. And myself, I want physical and chemical exfoliation. I'm obsessed with this product right here. This is our glycolic peel without downtime. So it's delivered in a marine botanical so that you don't have the downtime, and it has compounding effects. Not only are you going to notice an instant difference in your skin and the way your skin receives the rest of your skincare, but it's going to compound when you do it a couple times a week. So you can't skip exfoliation. You have to do exfoliation weekly. And, you can add in retinol to that. If you're 20 or over, though, retinol is an option. If you're retinol sensitive, we also have a resurfacer. So we got you. The better care you take of your skin, the better your makeup will look. We've already touched on that. But one of the things that I think is, last year was called glass skin. This year it's called glazed skin. It's the same thing. You don't want a matte look in this era. You don't, not that saying you can't use a setting powder, but there are no powders that are in, I guess, in the industry that give you that old school, when I was growing up, like matte the mess out of your face. Sorry, out of your face. But so you want and the great thing is, the better condition your skin is in, you can use very little foundation. Our foundation is actually part of our skincare. And so you want to choose a luminous. You may mix a little bit of CC cream with my luminous, and just barely a touch of powder. And I'm not a dry skin girl. So if that doesn't, I'm a combo girl. So that's definitely one of the things. One of the things I think too, and this is kind of our jam, is you can multi-mask. And I would probably advise you, if you're in your 50s or 60s or even beyond, to maybe do that once a week, just the full meal deal. And you give your skin back such a layer of luxury after exfoliation that the finish of your skin, even without your makeup on, the finish of your skin is just, it becomes flawless. Now, I'm not the girl that's going to tell you skin is textured. Like, I'm not the girl that's going to tell you you're going to look like you walking around with an Instagram filter on your face, but you will have the kind of skin that if you put this together and you do this regularly, you're going to have the kind of skin that people will say something. And, it goes with what we want to do. We want you to look like $1 million. Right. One of the things that's made a big difference is facial oil. I know if you'd have told me a year ago I'd been using oil on my face, I'd been, you a liar. But it is the thing that, and using actives is the thing that's, having used Mary Kay my whole adult life, you would think that you couldn't really affect a change. You've got good skin, you couldn't really affect a change. So, but our boosters, our clinical solution line, and then the facial oil as the last layer, it's crazy. It's really crazy. I know why Chelsea calls it Jesus tears.
And it's so funny because everybody has mentioned the oil. The oil and hydrogels. Talk about products that will span the decades. That stuff, it is liquid gold for sure. Frank spilled my bottle the other day on the you should have seen my face. I was like, like, where can I put it that will absorb, hair? It goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Explain what multi-masking is for people who don't currently do the multi-masking program, because that is a game changer.
Okay. Yes, it is. And we started doing this several years ago. Actually, we were skin cycling is what we were doing before that was kind of, Whitney Bowes coined that term, which thank goodness she coined that term. Like it's so amazing. I want to say, when I tell you about multi-masking, that our vision for you is to have the least amount of steps and products for the most amount of results. But in this era, you don't want to be afraid to add products, okay? Because you still are looking at a few minutes in the morning, a few minutes in the evening. It's not like you're going to have to like stay in the bathroom for 30 minutes unless you want to. I'm not that girl. I'm like, it's why I don't straighten my hair anymore. So multi-masking is taking a series of exfoliation and then layering after that some moisture products. When we do it all in one day. Now, some skins can handle that. Our skin can, both of our skin can. Some you want to do it more on a cycle, like a couple days different. So you would, sometimes you'll start, it's different for different people, but sometimes you'll start with a detox, like the charcoal. I don't know if you know this, but your pores can hold several, like they say about 7 years of debris. That should make you want a charcoal. And so it's like vacuuming out your pores. And so doing that and then exfoliation, I love the chemical, but you could also do a microdermabrasion. We have an amazing microdermabrasion set that actually has some of the same crystals that you use when you go get that treatment, at a Medi-Spa. And then you follow that with, I follow it with actives, that are based on what your needs are. It's need specific. You might have fine lines. You might need some brightening. You might, I think everybody needs moisture at a cellular level, no matter what the skin type. And then you follow it with your moisturizers. And I always top it with the oil. My mom sleeps in the moisture gel mask every single night. So,
I was on mute, so I have to do a timeout. The oil. I don't have it right here. I'm going to grab my oil. Hang on just a second, y'all. And the reason I stopped it, because what she shared is that every generation that we have, been doing this series all month, talk about our oil. This is our naturally, so 100% natural oil, third-party certified, all right? And this is the only product that actually is made in France, because we use a third party to certify the natural, the ingredients, the manufacturing, and the packaging. But just so you know, this product is very light. It has one of the greatest things about this oil is it has squalene. Squalene is a major antioxidant. All right. And you can just drop it. It's great for your cuticles. It's great for the ends of your hair. But I love to call this my island product. So if I was stuck on a desert island, y'all, this would be the only product I would take. What are your thoughts on the oil, Karen?
I like the oils and I like the serums too.
Yes, the boosters. So when she says actives, that's our booster line, our clinical solutions line. And so that's where we take the beauty and mix it with the dermatology to get dermo cosmetics. And so when she says we have products for every age and every need, we are telling the truth. So anyway, I just want to share that because I just think I just love the oil too, but yeah, it's just a fantastic product. So we'll keep going.
One thing that I didn't write down, but I've got laying in front of me is this. This is part of our multi-masking, but actually I would love to see everyone do it once a week. The Koreans have the edge. It's called K-Beauty. They know all things skin. They are where the glass skin started, and it's flawless. Well, one of the things they do is a biocellulose webbing type mask, and it gives you luminosity, it gives you firmness, gravity is a factor when you're in your 50s and 60s.
Oh yeah.
And so anything you can do to add firmness and lifting and luminosity, say yes. That would be yes. So a series of 2 or 3 masks, and then exfoliation, and then layer back the moisture so that you don't leave your skin barrier, unprotected.
Yeah.
Hey, so Pam and I are rooming together next week. We're going to be in Florida together. We should bring our biocellulose and do them.
Yes. We'll go live, maybe.
We
totally could. It'll be scary. We got to prepare you, but yes.
Are a little scary looking.
I know it.
Luminosity and lifting.
Mm-hmm.
luminosity and lifting in this era. That is awesome.
When one of the things I do that actually somebody in Chattanooga taught me is I marinate my eye cream. So instead of just
Do that because you told me to do that.
yes. So instead of just, tapping it there, and our eye creams migrate. So if you're like, I can't wear eye cream, it makes my eyes water, just don't push it up to your lash line. Your lashes are protecting your eyeball. So it will migrate in here, and you can put it here. But right here and right here, I like I go through a firming eye cream once a month. So I layer it. It's super, super white. I use that one time a day and the Repair another time a day, and just let it soak in.
That is
It's
awesome.
amazing. Yeah, for that area, especially if you find that is an area. Usually it's genetics, or we've had some sun damage. If you find that's we're not going to say a problem area. We're going to say an area for growth.
I have a lot of areas for growth.
I don't like that word crow's feet either. Let's call it something happy, like
Jowls.
line.
Jowls is the word that I hate. I'm like, I hate, like, and I see them and I have them, but I hate that word so much.
Yes.
Oh, jowls. Gotta think of something different.
Yes.
Any other tips for
Hold on.
skincare?
Yeah, we got some background noise going on, guys. We're keeping it real up in the Garner house. That's what I was looking for. One of the things that I was going to talk to you about, lips. Hey, hold on just a second. Sorry, I was having rock music in the background. So I'm going to show you a product that if you are, because this is one of the things people have a difficulty at this age, is they'll start to develop little lines right there, especially if they haven't done skincare. Well, our deep wrinkle filler, my mom uses this. If you've never seen a picture of my mom, you got to look her up. Her name is Ruby Garner. She's fabulous looking, and I can't tell her age because she's in the room. She'll kill me. But this fills in those lines. But if you want to keep your lips super moisturized, then our Satin Lips is amazing. But what I use in addition is this right here. It's from our Naturally line, and it is I moisturize as part of my skincare day and night, and not just when I feel like I need it. And you can see, like, it keeps your lip skin, because that lip skin is different than your facial skin, especially like you don't ever want to get those burned in the sun, and then glossy lips are in. So you can apply your lip color, and then you can put some lip gloss on. I was putting lip gloss on right when we went on screen. But I think you don't want to forget to take care of your lips. And if you find that you have never been able to use retinol, it might be because someone just threw it at you. Mm-hmm. We have a process we walk you through. And I think in your 50s and 60s, if you're not on a skincare line, we would tell you to let us get you formulated with one, and then add about a week or 10 days later your retinol, so that your skin doesn't go wow. Yes.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Cherie yesterday, I'm totally trying this. She puts retinol in her body cream. That's what my face did. I know. And I'm like, for these,
because I've been working on my arms.
So retinol in her in the firming, the toning lotion. And then she's like, if your face can tolerate this and your eyes can tolerate it, she's putting a little bit in her eye cream and I'm like,
she is our girl. Where's she been hiding all that?
Dude, I know. I'm like, you got to watch that episode. Like, it is like all these tips. I'm like, well, now I need to go in my inventory closet and pull like everything. Like it.
When I've been doing the peel on my forearms.
What?
Yes. Because, like you think about all the incidental sun exposure, just driving. And I've noticed like little bitty lines. I'm like, no. Yeah. Yeah.
Like that, the first place you show your age is your eye area, your throat, and the back of your hands. And that peel is my favorite product. Like,
oh yeah, same. Yeah. Yeah. And when your skincare, y'all, if you'll squirt your skincare here and grab it from the back of your hand, and then with each step, do your hands like this, then you can keep your hands really smooth.
Smart.
All the tips.
The
other thing I will tell you is one of the best things you can do for your skin is you're either gonna love me or not love me, is drink a ton of water. Yeah, it's crazy what even a week of proper water intake can do for your skin. Well, not to mention the rest of your body. And if you don't like water, start saying, my body craves water. I love water. I want some water. And you will. It'll be fine. You can fix it.
Yeah, what you put in your body comes out your skin. I mean, when people come to me with acne issues, I'm like acne queen over here because I've dealt with all of them. First question I ask is, what's your gluten and dairy sensitivity like? Because that is a huge issue, especially right through here. You're going to see a lot of issues with an intolerance or a sensitivity.
Yep, exactly. It's dairy acne, sugar acne, gluten acne. Yeah.
Yep. That's funny. I have vegetable acne. I'm allergic to vegetables. That's what I have.
Do not. It's the last thing I do will make you love vegetables.
Oh my God. Okay. Anything else on skincare?
Can't think of anything. I'm very excited about Cherie. I must have stopped before I got to that part. I can't think of any skincare that, I have that tip about the oil and your luminous, but that's more of a makeup.
Oh, I did want to ask you that. So your combination to oily skin, but you wear luminous foundation. How does it sit on your skin? Because that is I'm a matte foundation girl.
I know.
So
I switched this year, actually. I switched this year because I had noticed that, when you take good care of your skin moves towards the normal, like dry moves towards the normal, oily moves towards the normal. And so I switched for the finish. And of course, I use primer. Now, pray into the Lord, we do not have a summer like we had last year. Probably if we were to in July and August, I would switch back to the matte, but it's more the finish. The moisturizer doesn't bother me now that I know I can use oil on my face. The extra moisture doesn't bother me. It is just, it gives it more of a glass finish. I know. And you can mix it with some CC cream, or you can mix it with the matte, you could mix a little bit and just do it on your brush. I prefer this brush for foundation because it's very airbrushed. And when I said about you have to use, if I use too much foundation, matte or luminous, it's gonna settle. I don't really know, or cake up. It's like the finish is different. So you're going to be shocked at how little foundation you actually need. Used to, we would have told you to pile it on, but that's no longer, what we do.
Yeah. And you did mention this, that our foundation is part of our skincare program. And it always has been in Mary Kay, but now we actually have a time-wise anti-aging foundation. Like it really is designed to sit different on your skin. You're not going to have that fallen into, the areas.
And you're going to feel it and almost feel like you don't have enough on because it's so light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Give us some makeup.
Okay. First one I'm going to do, since we're talking about oil, is sometimes I do this first thing in the morning. Sometimes I do it when I want to touch up. The great thing is if you have good skincare and you need to come in and you need to go somewhere, then you really don't have to do much because your skin is in good condition. When people come to us and they say, my foundation's not staying on, or it's like sitting right here, whatever, it almost always is their skin. Now, there are foundations that are made to cover, not just to protect. So like ours being part of our skincare, but almost always it's their skin. So I take a little bit of the dropper and I'm telling you a little bit. I'm going to see if I can do this in the camera because I usually can't. Okay. And I put it right here. Now I did my concealer this morning. I use our Luminous 100.
Okay, this is a great tip because she just shared this with me and I thought this was brilliant. Okay, so first of all, you put oil. That was what you were doing?
Yes, okay. Nourishing oil.
And instead of concealer, you use Luminous Ivory 100.
Yes. And so, there's thoughts about the upside down triangle. That's still something that people are using. And then the newer part is to put a little bit right there and then to put it here. So I'm going to do a little bit of that because you want to keep this part. That's the only thing I touch up if I'm going somewhere in the evening, which is not often, but that's a whole nother story. But I'll put brightness right here because you tend to get darker as you get older right in there. So you can put a little bit of, I've got it on the back of my hand, like it takes such a tiny. You can put a little bit of that right there. Okay, I'm going to use this brush because I got too much on that. It's hard to do in the camera.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay, so see how it just it'll lift. Now I need to blend it a little more and it'll look like a raccoon, but just so you can get the picture of what it looks like. That is one of my favorite tips, and it just keeps that area, see, it's so soft and supple. So you don't have to like try to put eye cream on top and cake it up and all the things. That's one of my favorite things. Another favorite thing is, and you've seen this, I'm sure, is a blush brick.
Yeah. I think Crystal
So-
was the first person that ever taught me about a blush brick. And I was like, yeah, why have one when you can have all of them?
That's right. This one has a highlighter and 3 of our warmer cheek colors because I'm a warm girl. You could do the same thing with Cool. And then we have a special blusher brush that you can just sweep across. And then, there's a couple things that you want to do is you don't want to let your blush go really far down on your face. You want to keep it as high as you can, but not like 20s and 30s where they're actually putting it in their eye socket area. You don't want to do that in 50s and 60s. And then you want to grab the excess and put it on the apple, but you don't want to let it go any further in towards your nose and about like that. Because otherwise people are going to like focus on your nose, and just sweep it across. And then you can use this part, this little edge part for the highlighter, and put right over where I put that luminous. Okay, let me show you something fun. I really believe, and I've researched it, so I think I'm not the only one in the industry, that you should no longer line your upper and lower lashes in this era, like with a liner.
Okay.
So you can use a liner on top. You can tell I've got like a brown on top. And you can let me show you something cool. Okay, wait, I put it on here. So that is, that's just our eyeshadow. You see it? Can you see it? Okay. Now, if you spray your brush with our finishing spray, and then you grab the color, do it closer to my knuckles. Look how much more intense it becomes.
Wow.
And the staying power is amazing, even though our Chroma Fusion products stay. They have a 12-hour staying power. So you can line your bottom lashes with just a smudge of that. You can use either this brush, which is awesome. It has like a little stiff
My
on the
favorite brush.
bottom of our spoolie. I love that. That's the one I usually use. Or if you want a super smudgy look, you can use our eye smudger brush. And you can do that with any of the colors. So you could also run it like, still got some on it. You could run it right here on top of your liner.
Pretty.
And with, so I love that because it's going to be harder if you line both your upper and lower in this age. And I didn't do it today, totally forgot it. But do you know that curling your lashes, or if you get a lash lift, you can do that as well. I love all the things. Will take 10 years off your age.
Wow.
Especially with your lashes. And some people do lashes. As far as like lash extensions, I think I'd be claustrophobic, but I do love lashes. Like I love, false lashes. Brow game. Your brows tend to get a little less dense. You can either put Rogaine on them or you can, if you're not going to do that, then you can use a precision brow pencil. And then we have a great volumizing brow tint. Now it takes a tiny bit, and it has a few little fibers, but not the kind of fibers like old school mascara when they got not those fibers. It's just to give it a little bit of
That was a horrible era, by the way.
Oh man, that was awful. And we kept trying to use it, and it like, no. So you want to give your brow a little lift. Now I have a natural, I have an arch. I'm not saying change the shape of your brow, but you want to lift it a little. So it's almost like when you outline your lips on the edge of your lips, you want to kind of outline on the edge of your brow and give it a little lift, because that lift, anything that you lift is anti-aging in appearance. So yes.
Love that.
Also with lip color, I'll show you what I've got on today. It's called Coral Confetti. It looks really bright right there. I'm either a nude girl, which Heather is not. Oh, she has tried it. It looks great, but she's not embracing it. So, or I meant something in the warm family. But I will tell you this, if you use a nude in this area, you want to make sure there's another, a more bold area of your face, like your eyes or your cheeks, because you don't want to just be all one color. You want to have brightness. But as you get older, you don't want to wear deep or dark lip colors. You want to stick with that nude look, or you want to brighten it up, like, you know, pinks and corals, and even red is very in. We have a full range of great reds. So don't be afraid of color, because you definitely want to brighten it up. Darkening it or deepening it is aging. Same thing with blusher. You don't want to use a brown or a plum blusher in this era, because it's going to look like there's a bruise on your face. It's not going to be attractive. Just saying. Let's see if I left anything out. I made myself a little picking list. Shadows. You can do no frost, but you can do shimmer and sheen, because they let light through. Frost does not let light through. So don't be feeling like you have to stay completely matte. You can if you want to, but you can use, like I have on 2 shimmers. And I'm definitely in this era. So, you know, it's fine. It's fine. You don't have to limit yourself. You can do whatever you want to do, as long as you stay away from a frost.
So is there anything in our line that you're like, go to, yes, for a little bit of shimmer, and
I love
like
gold
absolutely
status.
no, I'm not doing that.
I love gold status.
Ah.
I love.
Because you're a girl too.
Yes, I'm a warm girl. I also can't wear any pinks or plums. Like, you know, I have that thing in addition to gluten and dairy. But I love rose gold on people. Love it. Love it. You know, so, and I just sold a customer some golden mauve, and it was fabulous. So, and she's in her 50s, you know. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Anything? No? Any like stay
no
away from?
crystalline. As sad as I hate to, no crystalline. I can't, you know, can't do it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Now I've mixed it with, like, I put it on my lips, you know, in the center of my lips, and then put lipstick and lip gloss on top. You can also put concealer on your lips and do a little pouty effect there, but no crystalline. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. They didn't need to use it anyway.
No, we can use biscotti. That is where I would put matte on my underneath my highlighter. I would definitely put a matte, you know, biscotti or blossom, or, you know, something like that.
Those are gorgeous colors. Gorgeous colors. Okay. So any other color tips? I love the no browns, no darks, no deep colors here.
Right.
Like that is, and even though browns are trending, you know, they'll all have a fad, and then, you know, next year nobody ever wears brown, like things like that. But even through the trends, to not go there.
Right. Be your own trend. You definitely, in fact, we renamed it. It was called grunge makeup, but we were like, no, we named it espresso, because grunge just doesn't sound fun. And they are pretty much doing brown your whole face, but you could put like a nude, like a rosy nude, or a little bit of pink, or, you know, something. You just don't want to do that. You don't want it would be very aging.
Yeah.
So now eyes are a different story, just like Heather said, from down here. But you don't want to do that. No,
Right.
no.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So what I heard you say, I mean, I literally have a half a page of full notes that I'm so excited about. I'm going to get a luminous foundation. I've never owned a luminous foundation.
I'm dying to know what you think. Yes.
In my life. And deep wrinkle filler, I probably have 2 upstairs in my vanity, and I never use them. So I'm going to work on that, because I started noticing a little bit around my lip area. Just interesting. So my mom has lots of lines on her lips, and usually we would say it would be from smoking. She, of course, never smoked a cigarette in her life. She runs all the time, and so she purses when she runs. And I notice, like, if I see pictures of myself where I'm not like trying to be in a picture, like just random, you'll see my lips. And I think it's my thinking lips. because
Yeah.
I don't notice that I do it, but it's my thinking lips. And so I'm starting to see some of that. So I want to mess around with that deep wrinkle filler for sure.
It took Mom about a month, but when I tell you, we should have done it before and after. It was so dramatic, and now she barely has any. And y'all, she had me late in life. I'm just saying. I can't say because she's in the other room, but I'm just saying, you would die.
Yeah, we're at the go stop. Oh my gosh, Ruby Gardner. She has goals, by the way.
She has goals. Danny and I always say we're hoping it's genetic.
I hope it's not like lifestyle and things that you can't replicate. Like at least give us genetics.
Well, and I will tell you this too. I said, I wrote this in my notes. I think that, we sometimes forget that choosing joy and becoming obsessed with your life, and if you don't like it, redesign it. This era, this 50s and 60s era, I've loved my 50s. I'm barely in my 60s, but I'm loving it because I know who I am. I like who I am. I'm intentional about the people in my life and in my ears. And you get to design a life you're obsessed with, and you get to let your no's be as intentional as your yeses, and just celebrate everything. Like, live loud. This is not a dress rehearsal. So that lands on your face too. Just like our pursing our lips, that lands on your face.
And just what you put in your body comes out your skin. That's not just for water and gluten. It is also for feelings and gratitude and all of those things. I love that. I love that you just gave everybody permission that happens to be in their 50s and 60s that you started with. It's never too late. And this is the era to reinvent yourself if you choose to, if you want to, if there's something that you want to change, to grow, to be more in, it's never too late. Like, dig in. It's on.
Right. Mom started her career in Mary Kay at 47.
Nice.
So 22 pink Cadillacs later.
Those goals. Amazing. Okay. Any last, I think that's a perfect stopping point, but is there anything else?
No. I'm just grateful to have hung out with all y'all.
We are grateful that you said yes. This was perfect. I know there were so many amazing tips that we all learned. And if you're like me, now you have a list of products that you need to go get. And I love when my friends teach me new things. And let's biocellulose next week. And Cherie said also that you should do the biocellulose and then you save the juice, which we knew.
Right.
But she said you wear it every single day. And then when it's out is when you biocellulose again.
Okay, that's another great tip.
That is a great tip. Great tip.
Yeah, I got to go finish hers. Like, I'm going to go finish it right when I get off.
It's good. It's really good between all of you guys. Like, and then Judy tomorrow. I can't wait to hear from Judy. She's been in Mary Kay 40 something years. Maybe, I don't know. I'll ask her tomorrow.
And
but
she'll have all the scoop.
She's gonna have all of it, and she's goals. Like, you just look at her and you're like, I don't understand. How is this? I remember I was 26 when I first walked into my first Mary Kay seminar, 26, little brat. And I see everybody on stage and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And I don't even really know why I'm here or what the whole thing is about. But if I look like that when I retire, I'm going to I literally was like, this is all weird, but I do want to look like that. So I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to figure this out because
exactly. Same. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, thank you, my friend. I'll see you next week.
Oh my gosh. I have written 4 pages of notes.
So good.
Y'all, I know it runs a little long, but it is so worth it. And you can always do #replay and that little cogwheel. You can go down and speed up the speed if you want to, but I've heard this, I've watched this like 3 times, and so every time I write new notes. But oh my gosh, is that not awesome?
Sometimes I could not write fast enough. I mean,
I know.
Amazing. So I was like, wow.
Yes. So if you have missed any of our series, there's 5. And like I said, we started with teens to like 20, and then we did 20s, and then we did together 30s and 40s, together 50s and 60s, and then 70s. So next week on the 29th, no, 30th, sorry, I was looking at the wrong day. We will showcase the 70s and above. And so it should be fantastic too. So I hope this has been enjoyable for you this month as much as it has been for me. How about you, Karen?
I am just blessed. So much information.
Yes,
Oh, my
so
goodness.
good. So good. So, and I love the fact that we are generational beauty consultants. You know, you don't have to worry about going into the mall and seeing, or, you know, one of those other stores and seeing a 20-year-old trying to fix your 40 or 50 or 60 or, you know, face, because they haven't had that training, you know. And so anyway, that's a whole different conversation. But we're glad that you joined us tonight. We're glad you stuck with us. We hope that you learned a lot. You had some fun. Again, sorry for a little bit of technical difficulty in the beginning. But so with that, Karen, anything else you want to close us out with?
No, everything was great tonight.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
It was fun. So if you saw our heads down, just know that we were riding as fast as we could. Because here's what's so great. When we learn, we get to pass it on to you. So I love that we get to do that. Well, we are blessed beyond belief that you joined us tonight, and we will see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. And with that being said, be the best. Shine the light. All right. Good night, y'all.